Alright, guys, I was just putting together this story and realized that this guy is not worth the editing, so I'm just going to talk out this story. A New York man killed in a Michigan detention center after being sentenced for sexually exploiting children was repeatedly stabbed. The Washington County medical examiner said Christian Marie's death last week was a homicide. The Detroit News reports that the autopsy found he was stabbed and struck in the head. Marie was killed at the Milan Detention Center, about 50 miles southwest of Detroit. It's on the grounds of the low security, that makes no sense, Milan Federal Prison. Men are housed at the center while awaiting trial, sentence, or a permanent prison arrangement. Oh, so I guess he was halfway, in a middle grounds type of jail before he was going to go to where he was going to be staying the rest of his sentence. The government has said Maria was involved in an altercation. The 40-year-old was from Binghamton, New York. He was sentenced in December to 40 years in prison for exploiting children. He pleaded guilty to coercing girls to engage in sexual activity on a website. Now, after looking around, I found this story, which explains what he did and everything. How an internet sex scheme led a Broome County man victimized over 100 girls. To those who knew him in prison, for those who knew him in person, Christian Marie was a family man who worked in high-tech computer business and held a master's degree from the University of Southampton in England. But the 40-year-old father of two led a double life. Anchored in the digital world as the leader of a multi-state network of 8 other men who sexually exploited some 100 girls over the internet for the last 5 years. The girls believed they had been engaging with teenage boys through popular social media platforms. Many of them struggled with mental health or suicidal tendency, both while and after the deception was exposed. On Wednesday, in a Michigan federal court, Maurice was sentenced to 40 years in prison. Marie's organized crime syndicate psychologically manipulated their victims into sexual acts on a web camera through an unmonitored chat room-based website. Assistant U.S. Attorney in Kevin Mulcahy said in a 42-page of recently filed sentencing documents. As one victim told the judge, thinking back to those days caused me to cry myself to sleep, wondering when the monsters would stop haunting me. Recent court documents revealed for the first time publicly and in graphic detail how an enterprise Marie spearheaded from a home computer with his associates likely perfected the crime of sexually exploiting children over the internet. An emotional Marie told the judge Wednesday, "I never knew I could sink so low, but I'm sick. Pornography led me down a very dark road. If I was here as a parent instead of a defendant, I would be devastated." For 5 years, more than 100 girls were victimized. The youngest was 10 years old, and authorities haven't identified themselves yet. No age was too young, no conduct too depraved, no victim too vulnerable for Marie, Mulcahy said in the documents. Potential offenders who think they are doing what this group did, which has left permanent scars on so many young girls, should know that if they are caught, they will most likely spend the rest of their lives in prison. Mulcahy said these girls were posting photos or videos on regular social media sites in the pursuit of online friendship. Basically, they got catfished by this guy, which is wrong in itself, but doing it to an underage girl, this guy definitely deserved what he got. What the girls didn't realize, he said, was that they were actually setting foot into a digital lion's den. Then a list of people that were arrested here. The other people that were arrested: Arthur Simpatico, 47, of Ontario; Jonathan Rodriguez, 37, West Hollywood, California; Mikel Figueroa, 36, of Pennsylvania; Odell Ortega, 37, Florida; Brett Cinta, 36, of Hickory, North Carolina; Caleb Young, 38, of Olmsted Falls, Ohio; Daniel Walton, 34, of Sinanoa, Texas; and William T. Phillips, 39, of Highland, New York. How they end up together: they formed their network sometime in 2012 through mutual use of social media. The final site used for the group activities has not been revealed by authorities, but prosecutors have said it was devoted to child pornography, with multiple groups of men who targeted minors ranging from 8 to 17 years. Since most teenage girls wouldn't normally strike up online conversations with men in their 30s or 40s, Mulcahy said the conspirators posed as teens on social media sites: Gifyo, Periscope, YouNow, and MyLOL.com. Fake profiles were concocted, and photos of teenage boys were snatched off the web to promote their facade. The word bored was used in chat room names, including just bored, bored and stuff, fucking bored, bored as can be, so bored. This article really goes in depth. I'm not going to Marie and Associates formed a central digital hub where they could keep in touch about victims and different techniques to manipulate them. Using their own terminology, each member had specific roles. Talkers, wow, they ran this like a business. Talkers convinced girls to engage in sexual activities. Hunters sought out girls online and steered them to the chat room. Loopers pretended to be teenage boys using previously recorded videos depicting sexual act. Alright, I'm gonna finish this up because this is grossing me out. Just want to get to the part where he says I guess that's it. I mean, they basically depict, they basically talk about how they did this and everything, how they ran the business. Another very weird thing that I found was that when I was doing research on this story, I actually found the guy's YouTube page. It's still up. He's got no subscribers, and he's got one video to show you guys. And he's got one video, a real creepy video. I mean, it's a regular, normal video of somebody filming a house, but knowing what this guy was into, you know, your brain starts thinking, you know, what's going on here? Was he, you know, was this somebody that he was actually, you know, a young girl he was looking to do something to, and this is where the girl lived? Because he's just filming a house in the middle of nowhere. It's just kind of strange. All right, guys, have a good day. See you next time.